Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Heather, senior member of the communications team here at Tax Goddess. And today we have a special guest, a senior member of our tax management team, Shabam. Shabam, welcome. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone. Hello Heather. Thank you for the introduction. Yes, I'm Shubham. I work in Tax Goddess. I have been associated with Tax Goddess from last almost 4 years. So it's been a while and it has been a joyride. I work for the tax and the strategies team for Tax Goddess and hope to work for infinity more years.
That's right. Thank you, Shabam. And you are an absolute joy to work with. That is for sure. And extremely knowledgeable. So, the reason we brought you in today is we wanted to talk about clean books. What are clean books and how can they affect your tax return? So, Shabam, when we say clean books, what does that even mean?
As similar it sounds, clean books is equivalent to clean room, clean place, clean whatever. You add a clean prefix to it, yes, it has the exact same meaning to it. So clean books means your books. When we say books, it means your accounting books, your profit and loss, your bank statements, all compiled up into one. So those books need to be tidied up, and clean books mean that properly categorized, properly reconciled, everything is stitched and tied to the bank statements and to whatever closing balances that you have, everything tied upon that. That is in short clean books. Because clean books in detail is a very huge topic, so I'm just giving you the summary for the first question, because obviously we'll be talking more about this.
Okay. So, for those of us that are not that tax savvy or book savvy, would that be kind of the same when you say reconciling? Many years ago, before online banking, people had an actual checkbook register and they would have to make sure that everything they spent, everything that came in, everything that went out was all reconciled, matched, balanced. Is that similar to what we're referring to with books for a business, but now everything is done online, right?
Yeah, right. The more or less, since we all know that we are moving more into automations and everything is becoming more automated, same is the case with bookkeeping. And for the cleanup of books, we have so many softwares nowadays, uh, like QuickBooks, like Zero, and multiple other softwares which have made our bookkeepers or accountants' lives easier, because they help you to not only clean up the books but also suggest you the ways in which you can do it in a more efficient and effective manner. Now when we talk about cleanup books, it consists of three main parts. It is categorization, reconciliation, and review. Mostly people who are not accountant, who are just ordinary people using these accounting software, they confuse reconcile with the term categorize, because both
Mhm.
are same but both are technically different. The first part of it, the categorization part, this allows you to do to allocate accounts, specific accounts, to the specific transactions. So if your bank statement is showing a office supplies expense, so under the categorization part, we do those transactions, put those transactions into appropriate accounts. This is how we record all those transactions inside those books. Now once this categorization is done, we move on to the reconciliation part, which is we match the balances. Like if on 31st December 2022 the bank balance say $10, then it should be $10 on your QuickBooks account. If it isn't, then that's not the cleanup. You need to do the cleanup, like why. You need to deep dive inside that, why isn't it. So once that is done, that is the reconciliation. And then the third most important part comes, that even after the categorization and reconciliation, there are multiple other things that you need to review to get your books effective ready for the tax returns, for the CPAs to get them filed. So that's what the review part consists of.
Okay. And so when you say categorize, do you mean things that might be a personal expense versus a business expense? And how are these things related to deductions and saving taxes? And what happens if all of this is a mess? You're talking from a very positive perspective where everything is clean and categorized, reconciled, balanced. What happens if it's a mess? What will that do to your tax return?
Believe me, if in my 6 to 7 years of career, I have seen books such mess, in such a mess that they were even able. First, we need to do it from the scratch, like cross of
Mm,
everything. Like you are writing something on a Word document. If you are writing it manually, when you do
hmm
not think of writing anymore, you just scrap off the paper and throw it in the dustbin. That's what a messy book is. So when the transactions are not correctly categorized, when you do not take a help of an expertise in accounting or in bookkeeping, the
hmm
transactions are haywire. They are categorized. Something is someplace else. The classes are not correctly allocated. So the problem with this messy book is, okay, you can do it for 1 month, you can do it for another month, but once it keeps piling up, the messy becomes messier. So at the end of the day, when the time comes to actually file the tax return and you open your books, okay, then you instantly when do go inside a coma of what's this. I have never seen books like that, and it's your books completely, and you were responsible for it. So if the books are mess, it's very difficult to know what categories the expenses are, what is your actual income, what is your actual expense, what is your net profit. And if you do not know these, uh, that will definitely not help in filing your tax return, because these are the things that we need to file a tax return.
Okay. So, would you say that it is very important to start the year off with clean books? Make sure that everything is categorized, reconciled, and then ensure that you stay on top of this, because it sounds like what I hear you saying is messy books can delay your tax returns. And if we don't have proper records, proper filing, proper categorization, then your tax return could be late and then you'll have even more penalties. Is that correct?
That's right. One thing is related to another, so
Mm-hmm.
everything is interlinked. Some people think, okay, I can do all my book adjustments at the year end and get shit done. But the problem is, if you do not do it monthly, there are multiple small things. Like I'll give you an example. If you are done with your monthly bookkeeping, if you think you are done with your monthly bookkeeping and you are not an expert, then there might be multiple adjustments, like separating out the non-deductible expenses, then reconciling the mortgage balances, recording depreciation, which needs to be done on a monthly basis. If these
Mm-hmm.
things are not done on a monthly basis, then it keeps piling up, piling up, piling up, and ultimately it will lead to a wrecked building at the end of the year. Because when you'll see at the end of the year, it will not just be one adjustment to be made, but instead 12 adjustment per month, and multiple other adjustments that needs to be done on year end before handing off your books to CPA for the tax return.
All right. So, Shabam, thank you so much for your information today. So, it sounds like what our viewers need to know is, let's see, we're almost to the end of February. So, now would be an excellent time to get into your books. Make sure that you start properly categorizing, reconciling, and working with your CPA so that you have a smooth tax season. So, anything else that you could tell our viewers, or have we covered it all?
I'm a writer also, so I have written a small piece of bit about this cleaning up books. I hope
Uh
it's
huh.
good, but let's hear it.
I was going to ask you if you had any other special talents, if you had anything for our viewers today. So, go ahead.
Okay. In today's world, you want a tidy mobile screen, a movement to support Go Green. Then why we mean your books reflect you, so go get them clean.
Very good, Shabam. I like that. I like that very much. So, thank you for giving us that little bit of your extra talent. And for all of our viewers, be sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us and follow us on Facebook, join our Facebook group. All the good bits. We're on all the social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And who knows, you might see some more from Shabab. So Shabab, thank you so much and have a great day. Bye,
Thank you.
y'all.
Bye.
Uh-huh.